Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 30th of May, 1973, and the title is The Most Auspicious Confluence Age is the Time to Record Your Record for 84 Births. Do all of you consider yourselves to be mahavirs of the Pandava army? A mahavir means powerful. Do you consider yourself to be this? Have you become those who give power to the weak souls who come in front of you? Or are you still filling yourselves with the power? Are you bestowers or the one who are still taking? Have you attained the inheritance of all powers? Or do you still have to attain it? Is it still the time to attain this for yourself, or the time to inspire others to attain it? Is this the time to take effort from others in order for you to become great? If you continue to take any type of service in any way from others until the end, then you are going to give the return of that service in the future. Is the future the time to experience the reward, or the time to give return fruits? While keeping all of these things in the intellect, check yourself. What will my final part be, and what will my future be? When you become a bestower who donates to all souls the treasure you have received from the Father at this time, when you give thirsty and desperate souls the donation of life through your own powers, when you become a bestower of blessings through the blessings you have received, and bring those souls close to the Father and into relationship with the Father, only then will the sanskars of being a bestower here enable you to claim a royal status. That is, only then will you fill yourself with the sanskars of being bestower for the future 21 births. Why is this confluence age called the most auspicious confluence age and the most elevated stage? Because it is at this time that you souls are filled like a record with every type of greatness of every religion, kingdom, elevated sanskars, elevated relationships, and elevated virtues. You are filled at this time with the sanskars of both the ascending and descending stages of the 84 births. We are in the period of recording this. When a physical record is being recorded, so much attention is paid. Those people also pay attention to three things. What are those three things? They pay attention to the atmosphere, their attitude, and their words. If their attitude is mischievous, if they do not concentrate, there isn't then the sweetness in their words to attract others. They stabilize themselves in the stage of the type of song they are going to sing. If, when singing a sad song, they do not create a sad consciousness, then those who hear the song would not enjoy it. When even those who sing or record those lokic songs pay so much attention, then do you, who fill the unlimited record, who fill the record for the whole cycle, do you pay attention to all these things at all times? Do you have the attention that the record is being recorded at every second? Do you pay this much attention? If while recording you become lazy, alasya, or lose enthusiasm, olas, what would the record be like? Does anyone become lazy while recording? So when you are recording, do you also become lazy, or do you constantly maintain your enthusiasm? Do you sometimes look as a detached observer to see what you have recorded in your record throughout the whole day? Just as you first record a tape and then listen to it to see how it has been recorded and whether it is all right or not, in the same way, do you look at this as a detached observer? What do you feel when you see it? Do you like it? Are you happy that you have filled it accurately? While looking at yourself, do you think that you have to record it even better than that? You look at the results, do you not? Those who think that they check themselves daily as detached observers, those who never miss checking themselves, raise your hands. A few raise their hands. Have you not yet become checkers? How can those who have not become checkers become makers? Do you forget this? Yes, it is possible that there can be a difference in the time of checking, but it is not possible that you should forget. Why do you forget to check the timetable of the soul that you fixed at Amrit Vela? Or do you not know how to fix it? Do you know how to fix the timetable of the soul? This is a very common matter. If you have forgotten this common discipline, it proves that even now the soul is very weak. Will those who are not able to conduct themselves according to the godly disciplines and godly codes of conduct be able to rule the lawful kingdom of the world according to the laws of the world? How can those who have not claimed confluence age ruling status claim a future ruling status? Who are the teachers of this gathering? Who is responsible for such a low result? Are the teachers who have come checkers themselves? None of you is raising your hand with that courage. What would happen if world war were to break out now? Someone replied that they would all become alert at that time. If you become alert at that time, what is that called? What would you call a person who moves along on the basis of the elements? Time is also an element. So if a person were to move along on the basis of the elements, would he be called someone who has passed with honors? What would you call those who continue to move along while being pushed by time? Have you accepted that you will be those who only move along with the push? The present gathering is very weak. The majority of you are weak. Acha? Even so, the past is the past, and you can still transform yourselves now. There is still a little time left now. Now Bap Dada and the elevated cooperative souls can make your effort making souls move forward by giving you 1,000-fold return of cooperation, support, love, and by giving you power in your relationships. However, after a short time, all of these things, that is, your receiving a lift, will also stop. This is why you can take whatever you wish now. Later, the love of the Father's form will then change and he will take on the form of the Supreme Judge. No matter how loving and how close a relationship someone has with a judge may be, the law is the law. At present, it is the time of love, but it will then be the time of law. Then, at that time, you will not be able to receive a lift. Now is the time of attainment, but after a short time, the time of attainment will change into the time of repentance. So will you awaken at that time? Bap Dada still says to all the children, create a reward for a long time in just a short time. Do not become careless while waiting for time. Always have the awareness that your every action is the basis of recording your record for 84 births. Set your attitude, your atmosphere, and your words in an accurate way. Just as those people create an atmosphere, in the same way, you should also make your atmosphere elevated with the power of introspection. Only when you make your consciousness elevated and you fill words with significance and a tact will you be able to change the result. You have to change it, do you not? Or do you think that you should keep it just as it is? You issue a great challenge that you will also change the 5 elements. So without becoming a checker, how can you become a maker? Your complaints should now be terminated. Those who feel that this weakness of theirs should now be finished and should not return till the end, raise your hand. Who is responsible for this? Someone replied, Didi, and someone replied, Bap Dada. If Bap Dada does something, Bap Dada receives the return of it. At the time of doing, it should be Bap Dada, and what about the time of receiving? You should only renounce doing something if you are also going to renounce the attainment of the future status. However, you cannot do that because you do not belong to the land of liberation. Each one has to fulfill his own responsibility. If you think that Didi, Dadi, or your teacher is responsible, it proves that you want to become their subjects in the future, that you do not wish to become kings. These are also the sanskars of being dependent, are they not? Those who remain dependent cannot claim all rights. They are not able to claim the fortune of the kingdom of the world. This is why those who are responsible for themselves are able to take the responsibility for the whole world and so become world emperors. Are you not even able to bring benefits to yourselves while being the children of the Father who is the world benefactor? Does this seem right? This sign that you are showing the Father the consequences of karma is like that of someone who is a millionaire and yet is not able to experience happiness worth even a penny. So if you are the masters of the treasure of all powers, but are not able to use a little power for yourselves, what would you call this? Is this the sign of Brahmins of confluence age? At present, do you belong to the confluence age? Or have you put one foot in the iron age, thinking that if you are not able to stay in the confluence age, you will go away somewhere else? This is not the sign of the confluence age. This is why you have to become intense effort makers from now and have the determined thought that you have to do this and that you have to become this. If you think that you will do it at some point in the future and will make plans at that time, this is not the sign of an intense effort maker. What plans will you make? Are they not already made? Those who are Trikaldarshi will not take time to make plans because all 3 aspects of time are clear to them. Now create such a fast speed that you are able to accomplish all tasks within a second. Only those with a fast speed will attain salvation. Acha? To such souls for whom there is the hope that they will put Bap Dada's elevated thoughts into practice. To those who check their every thought, deed, and words, to the world benefactor and world transformer souls who bring benefit to themselves and to the whole world at every second and in every thought. Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and Namaste. Om Shanti.